Tonight, the very funny Selwyn Fisher.
Hey man, y'all clap it up for Jeremy for putting this stuff together. Jared, excuse me. I'm sorry. I done made you white, brother. It's probably this weekend. That's what happened.
Hey, that's his new nickname all night.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, it's fucked up. Jackie, you nasty. Nah, I'm telling you, like, you wearing the pins all day. You knew the ounces that you like, you know what, it can hold this many ounces. I was like, I bet you that thing smelled like the goddamn ammonia. She could clean the floor with that coochie. She was like, you know what? God damn it, you nasty. She be out here like this. She was like, you ready? You like, no, what's that smell? Flies be like this. Just be away from that joint, man. If y'all can see that I'm wearing my veterans clothes, I had to make sure I got something to eat today. I damn near homeless because of Trump right now, man. We out here, we all starving. I thought I was good at first. I was looking at my paychecks. I was like, man, fuck that. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks passed by. I was like, yeah, I'm still good. A month passed by. I was like, hold on. Nigga, somebody about to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. You don't remember that I got marksman. I know I did. 47 out of 50. I told my mother that. Yeah, my mother was a Marine. I told her that. She was like, that's all? I said, hold on. She was like, you should have got 50 out of 50. I said, hey, I was in the Air Force. Calm down. She said, yeah, no, you sit on that chair like you're supposed to. Right? I said, I got medals. Right? She made me feel soft. And it made me realize my mother was different growing up. Because, being a Marine Corps mother and then having a son that was in the Air Force, when I was growing up, my mother used to do Marine Corps tactics to me. Like, if I cried too much, she would run the water. She was like, keep crying. Keep crying. Yeah, no, come here. Yeah, no, you good? She would lay me over on her knee, and then she would take a washcloth and then put it on my face. She said, you gonna keep crying over This heifer trying to waterboard me. She trying to kill me. She used to tell me she would beat me in cadence. I didn't even know. She was preparing me for the Marine Corps. She was like, didn't I tell you get your ass up? I said, God damn. When I got to the Air Force, I was like, up, 2, 3. I said, this sound familiar. He said, a 10 years hot. He told me, said, pin your dick beaters to your side. I was like, dick beaters? I know where egg beaters are. I was like, oh. I put them to my side. I did, man. It was crazy. Like, I knew I had to join the Air Force because I went to the Marine Corps first. I was talking to the recruiter. He said, look, man. He's like, look, I'm just be real with you. He said, if you don't join the Marine Corps, you ain't going to be shit in life. I said, God damn. He said, I don't think I want to be here. He said, yeah, it don't look like you can handle the tip of the spear. I said, first off, I won't handle no tip or no spear. Okay? Pause. Big pause. So I went over to the Navy, and I'm glad their doors was closed. Because I started thinking about it. My last name Fisher. And I said, hold on now. Seaman Fisher. That don't even sound good. Seaman Fisher, come here. He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, the dude behind me, his name was, I don't even remember this dude's name. It was so wild. Fuck that. Never mind. Let's pass by that. So I just went to the Air Force, and I knew. I was like, the dude's name, he was Andrew Tate. He wasn't the fighter. You know what I'm saying? But he had a goatee. I said, shit, I'm going to join the Air Force. So I did that. It was cool. Until they told me, they was like, we got this job for you. And I said, oh, what we going to do? He's like, I need you to do your analysis. I said, oh, I'm going to be an analyst? And he's like, no, it's something like that, though. You're going to be analyzing penises as they piss into this cup. I was like, man, I don't want this job. I was like, how you write that on a resume? He was like, yeah, so I watch dicks all day. He was like, maybe if I went to Pornhub, he was like, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good size. Yeah, there you go. Dude would be like this, man, this hole too small. I was like, shit, what you working with a monster. Pause. Like, Christina was talking about eating coochie and shit earlier. She was talking about all of the damn. I was like, God damn, she is full of Pornhub today. I'm like, oh. Like, I've been told right now, I recently got braces. I was like, I said, shit, I've been banned from eating coochie. They're like, shit, I don't need a hysterectomy. I said, I don't use my teeth. They're like, it's okay. I was like, I don't need to get circumcised either. I was like, damn, you can circumcise a clitoris? I was like, that's crazy. Found a lot about women. I went down to a porn store before I was in New Orleans. Went to the Hustler store. If they still exist, I don't know. Went in there. First off, fellas, don't ever go to a porn store with your lady. It's a competition that you will not win. they got shit that's like, they be like this. Yeah, this a good size. He be like, what the fuck? Nigga, what am I supposed to do? He was like, just look. He like, maybe out there, she sound like a jackhammer. It is. I need to beat this pussy up. Like, god damn. Lady pulled out a rabbit. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't know you was into bestiality. She said, it's okay. She said, I heard it's the best in production. She pulled it out. He was like, it had 3 different functions. He was like, little rabbit ears was going. The head was going up and down. And then it just, it started winding around. I said, mine don't do that. Don't do none of that. I said, it's all written like, he was like, it feels real. I said, I ain't never felt a dick hold on, I don't never feel my dick don't feel this like that. I know. I almost told him myself, you know. I got kids, okay, goddamn it. That's the only dicks I done felt. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta tell your little boy, you be like, hold it right here, right? Like, I remember this is a real ass story. I remember my son, he was about 2 years old. His drawers was too tight. He said, Daddy, my pee-pee hurt. I said, oh man. I said, hey, I don't know what to tell you, bro. He's like, hey, my pee-pee hurt. So my mom was like, she said, oh, you want grandma to fix it? He said, mm-hmm. So she said, okay, cool. She said, boy, you need to get him some bigger drawers. I said, no, I got him the right size. I got the appropriate age. You know, they go with your age, the same size, right? He said, it still hurt. So she said, you want me to fix it? He said, mm-hmm. She said, come here, I'm gonna put some oil on it. She started doing this shit right here. She said, it feel better? He said, yeah. I said, hey, Mom, what you doing? She said, I'm making it feel better. I said, I bet you are. This nigga over here beating my son up. I was like, I'm gonna send you to jail. Man, I was mad as shit. Shit, wow, man, being a parent. Like, I damn near, like, I'm about to have a conniption nowadays. Like, my kids are getting older. I got a 9th grader. Nigga drive me crazy. I swear to God. I was like, he'll come in. I said, hey, man. What's that smell? He said, I don't know. I said, I think it's you. You smell like all day, bro. Did you put on deodorant? He said, I said, you ain't think about that? I said, all right, you about to be Smelly Joe? Like, that's what happened. He not Sloppy Joe, you gonna be Smelly Joe. He said, no. He said, okay. He real smart, though. Like, smart than a motherfucker. Like, this dude be coding already. I said, hey, man, you can code, Joe? He said, yeah. I was like, man, grown men can't do this shit. He got AP chemistry. He in AP biology. He in AP, goddamn, what was it, geometry, right? But he's failing gym. I said, I see the problem. I was like, oh, you one of them geek ass niggas. I was like, that's okay. I said, where you get that from? That got to be your mama. I'm telling you, you always blame it on the other half because you like, nah, that ain't me. Shit, I'm a man, right? I was like, I be Captain Morgan out here. Like, he be like, uh-huh. I said, hold on, and you fella? I said, you take ASL? How you got an F in ASL? I said, you sign language? He's like, yeah. I said, nigga, I know what that means. I said, nah, you gonna get this shit right. But then I said, since you so smart, I said, I got you, son. I said, hey, what's the difference between an atom and a hormone? He said, I don't know, Daddy. I said, you can't hear an atom. He said, Daddy, you can't hear a hormone either. I said, wait till you get older, son. Wait till you get older. I'm telling you, man. I was like, ah, man. I love women. I don't mess with younger women no more, though. Because they always say some crazy shit. They be like, I got that wet. I got that Aquafina. I said, Man, I was gonna go down on this woman. She pulled off her stockings. I said, hold up. You ever smell something so bad it smelled like it came out of a Ziploc bag? Like, but it was sitting in there for weeks. I said, shit, that shit was like, I said, what kind of pussy is this? This some punching ass pussy. She said, what's wrong? I said, man, you said you got that Aquafina. It smelled like that Anacostia. I said, I can't do this. I said, I gotta go home. My stomach hurt, right? I said, I think my mama calling me. I'm a grown ass man. I use that. I did that. I was like, beep, 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 beep. Right? I ain't even got a pager no more. I did it myself. Beep, 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 beep. Right? I got up out of there. Wasn't messing with that, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But I like messing with older women though. Older women, they treat you differently. They be like, ooh, good God, girl, look at him. He smell good. Ooh, he got all his teeth. Ooh, you so handsome. You like, yes, I am. I think the difference between them, I call the younger girls, I said, that's that air fryer coochie. I said, because they like to pop it in and pop it out. Get it done real quick. Older woman, I said, that's that crock pot coochie. I said, yeah. I said, they warm that thing up first in the morning. I was like, yeah, hey, look, when I get home, you better be ready. You like, what? They give you phone calls during the day. You be at lunchtime, you be like, hey, man, what time you get off? She'll reply, when you get me off. Shit. Okay. And try to pull your own panties down. I was like, shit, I don't even wear drawers. Be ready. I'm telling you, man, by the time I get home, that coochie so ready, I'm telling you pulled it out the pot, you be like, goddamn fall off the bone coochie, goddamn, that shit good. I'm telling you, man, I'm like, oh man, I'm telling you, that is some good coochie. It's like, yeah, if you ever seen them Harlem Nights, it's like Sunshine. He's like, you be like Red Fox. Okay, that's a little bit too old for y'all. That's cool. I'm gonna pull that back, man. Nah, man. I had a cousin that just recently got out. If y'all know what that means, this section do. Got out of jail. You know what I mean? Like, cuz got out. He was like, it was wild too, cause he got out. He's like, and they always ask the same stupid question. They were like, man, where you been, cuz? Where you been? I was like, free? What you talking about? Man, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't seen you for a minute, baby. Yeah, you been locked up for 15 years. You're like, man, I was like, I see you got them jail muscles, though. You know I had to keep them niggas off, man. I'm like, God damn. You big than a motherfucker. You're like, man, how DC is, though? He was like, has it changed? I was like, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I heard it got gay out here. I said, where you heard that in jail? They were like, yeah. I ain't know. I was like, is DC as gay as it used to be? I mean, is it as it is? I was like, used to be. What did he say? And I'm just trying to say. He's like, I mean, I heard that DuPont Circle was real gay. I was like, hey, hold on now. You get real specific. I was like, you out here GPS in the gay market? What the hell? Nigga sound like he ready to go get some dick. I was like, hey, I will not be taking you out there. I remember one time I was driving through DC. I swear to God, I was driving through there, and I like old music. I do. I like George Michael. I ain't gonna lie. I was riding through the city. I had my windows down. It was hot. I'm in here playing Careless Whispers right through damn DuPont Circle. I might as well have been goddamn Police Academy at the Blue Oyster. Hey, Y'all can go reference that, go back and watch that. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I got I got this stud trying to get at me. I don't know why. I said, what about me that make me attracted to you? She said, I don't know, it's something about you though. I'm just trying to take you home with me. I was like, I don't do men, my nigga. Right? She's like, nah, I'm just saying though, I want to take you home and I got some toys for you. I said, I know, I heard you keep the strap in the car. I was like, and I ain't talking about no gun. She said, yeah, I keep that. It's about 12. I said, oh no. She said, I'm into pagan. I said, what? I said, I'm a Christian. She said, what's religion got to do with this? I said, I'm not into paganism. I'm not doing that shit. No, sir. No. She had to leave me alone. And I realized what it was because when I got back home from Okinawa, like I used to dress really preppy. And women would tell me, they were like, you know what, Selwyn, you dress real metrosexual. And I was like, hey, hold on now. No, I don't. And they were like, no, it doesn't mean you're gay. I was like, man, I don't even have sex on buses. I might have tried it in the plane once, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm older. I'm older now. I'm 45. I was like, some women were like, they were like, you don't even look it. You look good for your age. I said, yeah, I know. I'm like a 79 Porsche. I said, it look good, but this bitch don't run right. I say, man, when you gotta warm me up sometimes, you gotta play with the stick. You know what I mean? I was like, hell, my lady gotta give it a spit start. Yeah, the teeth in the way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she got to spit start that thing. You know, but one time I was out and this woman, she tried to compliment me. She said, oh, you so handsome. I was like, yeah, you know. She said, you look young. I said, yeah, I said it. I said, well, you know what they say. Black don't crack. My daughter was with me. She said, but your knees do. Hey, man, it's about to be your new mama. Well, you better stop that. And I knew my daughter was a hater because one morning I got up and I was getting ready to go downstairs and she was already down there. And she said, good morning, Daddy. She didn't even look at me. She had her back turned. She said, good morning, Daddy. I said, Boogie, how'd you know I was up? She said, I heard your knees. I said, first off, why you do that so creepy? I said, girl, you must be possessed with the devil. I said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. That's what my mama used to do. She was like, anytime I was acting up, she was like, boy, you must got the devil in you. She was like, I'm gonna get this damn holy oil. I'm gonna anoint your head with the oil. You know what I'm saying? Like, back when I was going to school, like when I was a kid, they used to have this commercial called Kim's Karate. I used to hear like, and the commercial said, nobody bothers me, Kim's Karate, right? And I knew I needed this because I had a bully, and I was like, man, look, I need Mom, I want to take karate. She said, why? I said, I want to take it because I don't want nobody to bully me no more. And she said, okay. So she put me in the class. I was in there for about 6 weeks. I got me a little orange belt, came home, and she was like, all right, boy. She said, hey, what'd I tell you about leaving them dishes in that sink? I said, nobody bothers me. She said, oh, you want to use that little karate on me, huh? Oh, okay. She pulled that belt out. I said, yeah, pow! That kicked her right, and she said, oh. She turned into Bruce Lee. She turned around and yeah! Kicked the shit out of me, man. I'm telling you. Oh yeah. So that ain't work no more. So anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this thing up. So I used to like going to strip clubs, but I don't want to lose money no more. You know what I'm saying? One time I went in there and I went to pay a stripper, but I had a little jizz on it. She said, I can't take this. I said, why not? She said, because I got to report it to the government. I said, why is that? She said, sir, this is gross income. Anyway, man, my name is Selwyn Fisher. That's my time.
Selwyn Fisher, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can get louder in there.